All right, I'm going to mute myself. And Gabby, I'm going to mute you as well. And Andrea, I'm going to turn it over.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. My name is Andrea Hernandez. My maiden name is Laszlowski Andrea. I was born in Hungary. I went to the pastry school in 1996 in Esztergom, and I graduated in 1999. Under my internship, I was in Dorog, that's another small town next to Esztergom. And my teachers was a very, very old pastry chef. Actually, they had a master degree. They were a master pastry chefs. And they teach me well how to do and how to make proper cakes, which is not only taste good, it's also present well for the people. And of course, it wasn't the easiest time for me because they were very hard on us as a student. And but by the end, when I graduated, I learned everything what I had to learn. So today we are going to make a Dobos cake. I try to make the easier way because of the time is short for us. So I try to introduce you a little bit in few words the Dobos cake. Whoever made the Dobos cake in the first time, that was 1884, then Dobos C. Joseph, who that was in that year when he actually started to make it. And in 1885, there was Hungarian, the National General Exhibition of Budapest, and then he introduced this cake to Franz Joseph, who was the Empire of Austria, and his wife Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth, whose name was Sissi. That's how we know her. She was also the Queen of Hungary in the under the monarchy. So the cake got so famous, and it's basically it went through out of the Europe, and later on they start to ship this cake also because it was easy to do it, because he tried to make this cake in that time. The refrigeration system was very bad, so he used the buttercream, and this saved the cake for several times the top of with the caramel. So it was also possible to ship throughout Europe if anybody wanted, and also keep for longer time at home. In 1905, then Dobos C. Joseph donated his recipe for the pastry and the honey maker guide. So basically that's the short history of the cake. And let's see, I don't know if you are ready. We like to start to make the cake. First we have to make the base cake, which we need egg, flour, sugar, and baking powder. Let's start it. But before we start, you have to turn on your oven for 350 degrees in United States. On Hungary, you have to do it for 170 Celsius. Let's do it. Okay, so the first thing, you have to have the bowl. If you don't have a KitchenAid, you make with the hand mixer, it's also okay. Just have a bowl, and you have another small container for the egg yolk, because we're gonna separate the egg in the beginning. So if you have a medium egg, then probably you will need 10. If you have a large egg, you can use 8 to 9. It depends on you how comfortable you are. So we just break it and separate from the yolk the white.
We should have a contest, see who can separate their eggs fastest.
Yeah, for me it's faster already, but I try to make us slow so people can follow me.
How many eggs on you?
Leanna, yes, 350 for the
Yeah.
oven.
350. So if you have a medium max, for the medium, because it's not that big, I use like 10.
That's your answer,
large one, if you have a large one, you can use 8. If you're comfortable with 9, you can use 9. But for me, 8 is more than enough.
Aggie and Tekla, the whites go in the bowl.
The whites go in the bowl.
Yes, the white is going to the bowl, like how you said in the beginning, and the egg yolk is going in the little container.
Okay, thank you.
I have a medium egg, but I'm gonna use like 9. Which for me is enough.
Andrea, I missed something here. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
So you would just use 8 or 9 for now?
So me, from a medium, I use 9. But usually, if somebody is doing in the beginning, I tell them like 10.
Okay.
Just
Alright.
in case, if you have a large one.
It's a large eggs, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
if you're not comfortable, you can use 8 or 9. It depends on you.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So when you have the eggs, each egg has I have a gram. So basically, from each egg, 1 tablespoon like this. I don't know if you can see with what you eat the soup. 1 spoon of this sugar for each egg. So if you have 8 eggs, then 8 spoons. If you have 9 eggs, or 9 spoons. If you have 10 eggs, then 10 spoons. In the white, in the egg white, in the bowl.
Is it okay? Granulated sugar? Okay.
Yeah, it's regular white sugar.
Okay. Okay.
If you want, it should be a little bit harder, the egg white, then you can put a pinch of salt. You can use any kind of salt. I have the Himalayan salt, so I put this one. It's a very little, like a pinch. And that's hard for the egg white to be harder.
Like so many Hungarian recipes, a pinch, a handful.
Yeah, okay. And then, when you're ready, then you just, it's gonna be very loud now. So you just gonna whisk till it's hard. I'm gonna show you what's the.
Alex, can you put the general mute on, please?
What do you need?
It's
Sorry.
good.
Ready.
Andrea, would you mind repeating that? I had you muted for the mixer. Please, about the egg yolk.
Okay, get ready the egg yolk. Next to the bowl where you whisk the egg white. And then get the other bowl. Put 12 spoons or other. It depends on how many eggs you use. If you use 8 eggs, then 8 tablespoons of cake flour. If you use 9, then 9 tablespoons. Just a simple one.
Andrea, we can't really hear you. We can't really hear you over the stand mixer. So just one moment regarding, so you said we have the yolks ready to add to the egg whites. So we have the yolk. Okay, yeah, can we back up for a second? What's in the bowl? Egg whites and granulated sugar is what we're currently in the mixer.
Yes.
And then we have our egg yolks ready to add to it once it's stirred.
Yeah, I'm going to show you how the egg white is supposed to look like when you want to add the egg yolk.
Okay,
It's not enough whisk.
okay. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to show you. It has to look like this. Do you see?
Yes. Perfect.
Okay. When your egg white is like this, then you put it for a medium speed your machine. If you have a number, then you put it for number 4 or number 5. And then by every step by step add the egg yolk in. Like you can add 2 in the same time. And wait a little bit till it's whisked. And then add in its end. Step by step.
Rich, is it possible for you to move closer to Andy to the mixer? Because she's in the shadows again.
Just a moment.
Okay.
Can you walk on with the laptop?
Not really, it's connected.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. When it mixes, then you take it out. You're gonna get the flours. I'm gonna put 9 spoons like this. It's cake flour. It's not a regular one, it's a cake flour.
So Andrea, we put in 1 spoon of cake flour per egg.
Yes.
Okay.
1 spoon of, yeah, for each egg, 1 spoon of flour, 1 spoon of sugar.
Okay, thank you. Oh, okay, so now we're adding the flour, but the sugar was put in before we put it in the mixer.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Andy, this is a good time for everyone to learn how to count in Hungarian.
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, and then you get the baking powder when you have it, and you put 1 teaspoon, the measuring spoon, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. If you don't have it, then I would say it's not a problem. It's still gonna come up if you don't break the actually base cake. But it's not gonna be that soft or flexible like if you add the baking powder. So then you get the whisk and slowly mix together everything. So you should not break the actually base cake. It has to be very flexible. And not like a liquid. I will show you just a moment. So actually it has to look like this. Do you see?
Yes, I see.
Okay. When you did it,
Andy, someone has a question. If it's too liquidy, should they just beat it some more?
no, she can't beat it anymore.
Okay.
Or she can try, but
Monica, the egg yolks are all in there already.
if the egg yolk, if she added also the flour, she can try, but as much she beat it, that less flexible is gonna be the base cake. So and when you're ready, you get the baking tray with the parchment paper on. And you have, it's a special confection knife. Like somebody don't have this type, somebody has just the regular, like this shape, that's also okay. It's not a problem. Just gonna be like this type. This is the special confection knife. And then you get the card, or you can also like the spoon, a spatula also if you want, and you add like small portion on the baking tray. I put 3 because it's a small cake, so I can bake 3 in the same time. It's a bit small. Okay. And when you finish, then you just very lightly, you move the confection knife, and then you try to make a little circles. Don't be too thick, but don't be thin.
Andrea, do we want to also have regular flour or just the cake flour?
You can make from regular flour, but the problem in the United States, the regular flour don't have iron, which is make flexible everything. Like we have it on Hungary, they don't have it over here. So I tested before from regular flour, it doesn't really came out that good. Actually, the cake flour, it's working the best, to be honest. I try to make it as long as possible so you can see, but I can't do it long because the base cake will get bad. And when you finish, then you just put it in the oven. And you get the other, because we are gonna bake 6 layers.
I'm gonna talk to Mackenzie for a second. Mackenzie, it was 1 tablespoon of flour and sugar per egg, and
Yes.
and 1 teaspoon of baking soda.
Powder.
Of baking.
Powder.
What? Holy crow! So sorry, everyone. If I wrote baking soda, I meant baking powder. Sorry.
Actually, you can make with baking soda too. Just it's might possible can give a little aftertaste for the base cake. Not in every. It depends how much do you put. I would say if you put the baking soda, then put only half teaspoon. Don't put a whole.
Sorry, Mackenzie. 1 teaspoon of baking powder.
Yes.
Thank you.
If your batter is yellow and runny, how do you fix it? Is that fixable? I think I might. This may not be the right question for this, so it's okay. I'll just deal with it later. I think I made a mistake. Sorry.
Start over, Alex.
So.
Andy, just a question while you're working. What's your favorite pastry? What would your Hungarian pastry? What's your first choice if you had to choose right now?
Oh Jesus, that's hard to say. I studied 240 different kind of cakes. So.
But to eat, for you, your favorite.
I like the creamy one. I don't like the buttercream one like this. I like the creamy one, which has whipped cream or has like farm cheese with mixed with whipped cream or yogurt cream. But I like the fruit cake. I like that. So when you finish, you just wash the bowl because we may use it for the. To be honest, to cook the base cake, it depends on how strong is your oven. Usually it takes like, for me, it takes like 10 minutes or a little bit less. Or it's possible for you can take like 15 minutes. What I recommend, because I'm using the top and the bottom for the oven, by the halfway when it's baked, the top one in the oven in the halfway, I switch it. Because if you don't switch it, which is stay in the bottom, the bottom side of the cake can burn. And this cake has to be very soft, very light.
So just to clarify, we're baking it for 10 to 15 minutes, you said?
Yes.
Okay. And okay, I'm gonna put mine in the oven.
But it's better if you check it like after like 8 minutes. But if you use the both sides of the oven, the bottom and the top one, then it's better if you check it in 5 minutes and you see it's halfway baked or it's came up, then you just switch it. You can put the light on. I usually put the light on because I always make more things in the same time. So it's better when I just look inside to the oven and I see where I am. Okay, when you're ready with this, we're gonna cook the yellow cream for the filling. You need a pot, a regular pot. And because I make more cream, because tomorrow I have to make more dobos, so I make more, but you need 1 cup of milk, what you put inside. And for the 1 cup of milk, you need 3 egg yolk. Only the yolk, not the white. 3 egg yolk. Where is my egg?
Auntie, that was only 1 cup of milk that you put in there?
Yes. No, I put more because I have to make more cream. But when you make it, then for you 1 cup, 1
Okay.
cup of egg yolk. No, 1 cup of milk and 3 egg yolk inside.
Okay.
In the milk. You can just put it in the milk directly. The egg yolk. I make more, so just don't be confused. You need only 3 egg yolk.
So Roger, the cakes, Auntie said between 8 to 10 minutes.
Yes, for me, but it depends your oven, you know? Okay. For me, can you?
Deanna, save your egg white for omelets tomorrow morning.
Yeah. So mine is coming up, if you see. It's rising. But it's still, I still not gonna change it because it's not halfway. Okay, when you have this, you can get the vanilla extract or vanilla sugar, whatever you have. I have extract. You just put a very little bit, like this. That's it. Like 1 drop or 2 drops. That's it. I can say like half teaspoon, or if you want more vanilla flavor, you can put 1 teaspoon, but half teaspoon is enough. When you have this, then you get the regular flour. I have over here, it's a regular flour. Then you get the spoon, the same spoon, and you add from this, for you, 2.
So 1 cup milk, 3 egg yolks, and 2 spoons of regular flour.
Yes.
2 tablespoons.
Yes. I put 4 because I make double. So when you have it, then you get the whisk. I think I didn't take it out. Yeah, like a regular whisk. And then you cook together. But you always have to turn it so the egg yolk and the flour is not gonna be how is it called, like bumps.
Lumps.
Yeah, clumps. Sorry. My English is not yet perfect, and I'm a little bit nervous now because I never did this front of people.
Andy, it's perfect.
So let me check the cake. Okay, I'm going to turn. No, I can change it. When you see a little bit of brownish in the top, like here, then you can already switch. If you use both sides of the oven.
All right, so just to catch up, since I'm behind, in the frosting or the filling, we have a cup of milk, 3 egg yolks, a dash of vanilla extract or vanilla sugar, and how much flour?
Yeah, 2 tablespoons, like what you used to eat of flour.
Regular
flour.
All right, thank you. I'm going to do that now. And then how high is your heat? Are you on medium heat there?
It's on the medium, 6.
6? Okay, thank you.
Like, yeah, for me it's a medium. You don't want to put it high because the milk is burned very fast. And because it has a flour, when it starts to get thick, then it can burn very, very, like in a moment because of the flour. So when you don't see any lumps already, you can just leave it like a minute or so, and then check your cake if you feel comfortable with that, and then you come back and just whisk it. I'm gonna okay, I don't need this anymore.
Nick, how'd your hortobágyi turn out?
Good?
No.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. I ate it for 4 days, but hey, it's good food.
How do you know when your base cake is good? When you touch it, it has a Gabi translate this kicsit sercegő hang.
Hú, ha én azt tudnám, sercegő az micsoda?
It's like
Someone.
when you touch it, then it's make a little bit noise. I don't know how to explain.
It talks back? What kind of noise?
Almost, yeah.
Maybe like crackly, a little bit of
Yeah,
crackly.
A scratchy cackling
Yeah,
sound.
like, you see, when I touch it, it's very, very light. This is how you have to bake it. It's a very light cake. And then you have to put it to cool, wherever you want to put. I'm going to put it on the chair because it needs to cool down. But if you are more comfortable to put it on the ground because it's the fastest way to cool it down, you can do it.
Hope all the dogs and cats are locked up somewhere else.
Carpet.
No carpet, please. It will burn out the carpet. Yes, it's a bit more.
Auntie, how long does it take for the cream to finish? About 5, 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes?
You have to put the yellow cream in the bowl, and then you have to get it to cool down a little bit less than hand warm, so it's not gonna melt the butter and your cream not gonna be liquid.
Just one more time. How many tablespoons of flour for the frosting? 1, 2?
2.
Okay. Thank you.
1 cup milk, 3 egg yolks, and 2 tablespoons of regular flour.
Yes, and 1 cup of milk.
And Auntie, how long are you cooking that in the pan, the thing that you're doing now? How long is that? 5, 10 minutes?
It depends. Like, I'm cooking more now. I'm cooking like 5 minutes ago, and it's almost ready because I feel it. It's gonna boil very soon, and then I put it in the good. So,
Fastest cake ever.
then I put it in the steam tray, so it's gonna cool down. And then when it's like a little bit less than hand warm, then you can add for the butter. You can add like when it's hot, but it takes more time to make the cream because the butter will melt. Okay.
Auntie, 1 second, we have a question. Do you ever use wax paper instead of parchment paper? Is that
Oh yeah, you can use wax paper too, not a problem. But the wax paper, if you don't use the whole place on the wax paper, then the wax paper is sometimes burned, and it's like make a like a steam, you know, in the oven when something is burning. But not every time it's like that, because for me to make a cake, a base cake, like what I did the sponge cake, I use wax paper. Okay, so you get the steam tray like this, or you can get any kind of tray, like regular tray, but not plastic, please. It's gonna melt. So, or it's gonna has to be hard plastic. I use this one. I'm gonna pour the cream, and I'm gonna let it to be settled, so it's gonna cool down. In the meantime, when it's cooling, if you put it down on the floor, of course, then it's gonna cool down faster. So I don't know if, do you want me to cool it down faster, Gabi, so it's make faster the process?
Yeah, sure. I think that's a good idea.
Okay, my floor is clean.
How much butter do we put in the cream sauce once it's smooth?
How much butter are you going to put in this? In the mixture?
Wait till she gets there.
Oh, I thought that happened already.
It's okay.
Sorry.
So
No, yeah.
you use For the cream, I use more because I told you I have to make more cream because tomorrow I have other dobos to make, actually 2. So
I meant, so for the filling, is there no butter in the filling?
No.
yeah, it's butter.
Yeah, no, in the cream bit, no, it's only the milk, the egg yolk, and the flour that she made so far. That's all.
Yeah,
That's,
Okay.
the filling, yes. The filling, it's called yellow cream. This is how we call on Hungary, yellow cream.
Okay.
Cooked yellow cream. When you get the butter, you need 1.5 pounds for your cake. So I told Gabriella more ingredients a little bit. So if somebody, because you make maybe in the first time, so you will use more than usual. It's better to have more than less.
agreed.
So when you just open the butter. It's unsweetened. No, unsalted. Sorry. I don't. And you get a knife. I usually use this type of knife to cut butter because it's much easier.
The butter is room temperature, right?
Yes, but it can have also direct from the fridge. If you get direct from the fridge the butter, then you don't have to wait that long to cool down your filling because the butter is very cold, you know. So you just cut for small cubes the butter and you just add it to the bowl. The buttercream, to whisk the butter properly, it will take longer, so I'm going to be very loud with the machine. And of course, when you want to make the cake for your friends or for some party, then please use gloves for other people's safety.
Gabby, you're muted.
You need 1.5 pounds of butter. I make more cream, so that's why you see that I'm cutting more butter. But you need only 1.5 pounds.
How many sticks is that? How many sticks of butter would that be, regular sticks?
The regular sticks, 1.5 bucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're using 6 sticks.
Yeah, six sticks.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I got distracted because I'm changing my pans over. So this butter is for the filling on the inside of the cake or the frosting on the outside?
It's also the filling inside and also the frosting outside.
It's all the same. Okay.
Cream.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's the same cream. So the inside cream is the same with the outside one. It's not different.
I'd make twice as much cream just for my own cake. I like it nice and creamy. Chocolate.
Actually, Gabby, you eat every year from my Dobos. So you can explain how is it. Yeah, in this year you can because we don't have the fast.
I know.
Yeah, this virus is a little bit changed a lot of things.
Yeah, but on the bright side, we get to do this with each other in our own homes. So it's
yeah, that's good. Yeah, when you add the butter, then you get the powdered sugar, and you and you add to the butter half cup of powdered sugar. Only half cup. I'm not gonna measure because I already know how much is half cup. But you have to add half cup, no more than half cup, please. Okay, good. I think my cake's cool down.
That was fast.
Yeah, because it's yeah. So let me see. It's cooling down too, so that I can see. Just sometimes you just shake it, so it's gonna mix. What is at the bottom of the cream, the filling, the yellow cream, it's gonna come on the top, so it's gonna cool faster. So in the meantime, because it's still cooling, I'm gonna get actually cake, because how we do it, so I always, I didn't do that. Okay, let me see, I have a knife. So I get a knife, and by the side, if it's touched the baking plate, then you just cut it by the side. You see? But be careful, because this is a very light dough. It's supposed to very, very light. And you just take it out. Then you get the regular flour. You little bit pinch it with the flour, so when you turn it, it's not gonna be sticky. And then you can turn it on the other parchment paper if you want, or you can just dump it out. It's depends on how you feel comfortable with it. You can just put it over here. You hold it very lightly, not strong, just lightly, and you turn it over. And then, yes?
Someone has a question. So just hang on to the butter sugar mix. That goes in between the layers of the cakes. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so very, very lightly, you just put down the parchment paper. Be careful, because it's a very soft and flexible dough, and you can break it. It's breaking very, very, very easy. But if you made very well, then it came out easily. You don't have to basically put a hard job. Good.
Beautiful. Andi, you didn't beat the sugar into the butter yet, did you?
What do you mean?
Did you mix the butter?
No. We have to wait, because we have to mix the butter, the sugar with the yellow cream. So we have to wait till the yellow cream is cooled down, so we can add it and mix everything together.
Okay, Catherine, you heard that, right? So hold on with that. Not yet.
Okay. When you're done, I don't know if you have a cake cutter, or if you don't have it, you can just use the knife, and very lightly you can cut the edges to look like a circle. So I have it, so I use this. The rest of the cake, if you want, you can eat it, or if you want, you can grind it, and when it's dry, and then when you want to make a strudel, like apple strudel or cherry strudel, you can use it under the filling. It's like a grinder when you buy the graham crackers. It's like a crumbs, graham crumbs.
Sounds
But-
good. Undi, there are people that are a little bit behind. So just up until now, if you could just do just a brief summary of what happened. So
Yeah, I can do that. So basically, when I bake the base cake, which has to be like this. You see, like it's very soft, it's very flexible. This is how is the dough supposed to be. It's very light on the top. You see, it's not brown, very little bit, very light, almost like a pinkish. I would say that. Basically when it's baked, I let it to cool down, because if you do it, if you want to cut out the circles when it's warm, then first of all the cake is gonna be very sticky because it's still hot, and you can't work with that very good.
Undi, just 1 second. So, we did not mix, she did not mix the sugar with the butter yet because everything is still cooling.
Yes.
So cream is still in separate parts. The one that you cooked on the stove. So the milk, eggs, and flour is cooling.
Yes.
And then the butter and the sugar are hanging out, waiting in the mixer until that other thing cools, and then eventually you'll mix them together. So,
yes.
So far, Undi had, so far, you started with the 6 rounds for the Dobos Torta,
Yes.
with the 6 layers. So, and those are cooling too. And then like she was just explaining, if you cut the ends off, you can use that for other things. There are other desserts you can use those for. But she didn't get to
grind it like crumbs it, and you can use it when you want to make a strudel. You can make it under the cherry or the apple strudel. So when you bake it, it's gonna suck the water or the liquid from what is coming out from the cherry, or what is coming out from the apple one.
Right, you can use it for.
Or if you want, you can just eat it. It depends on what you want.
Undi, don't some people use the crumbs of that for the outside layer? Like once the bush is done, you can use.
Yeah, you can do that. Actually, sometimes I does it. When I grind it for the crumbs, I use it. But you can use it for not only for Dobos cake. If you want to make a chocolate cake, you can also put in the round. Or you make any other cakes. You can use it because it's allergy free. So it's only egg, sugar and flour and baking powder. I don't think so. Most of the time people are not allergic for that, except the gluten allergy. So they can use it.
So once again, just to recap, the cream that you guys cooked and the butter are hanging out separately at this point. Undi hasn't mixed them together yet.
No, not yet. I'm gonna do it very soon. Okay, I need to put, okay, actually right now I'm gonna do this. Sorry, my kitchen is not that big.
Small kitchens can make mean Dobos tortas. I know that.
For that is more than enough.
Now, guys, you don't have to mix it yet. Just put it in there to prep it, because you can mix it a little bit later once that other.
Okay, so we made the process a little bit shorter. I think mine is also a little bit cool down, yes? So basically, when it's a little bit handball, it's look like this. You see? I don't know if how can you see better. Can you see?
We can see it. Is that okay? Is that a skin on the top of it? Is that
Yes,
what?
it's the skin. You can use the skin if you want, or you can take it out. It's nothing gonna change with it. Usually, I just put it because when you mix it, then it's not a problem. It's gonna go on, so you're not gonna see it. So you add the cream to the cream.
Right, so you have the butter and the sugar in there already in the bowl, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so the sugar and the butter are in there, and then in goes the cool cream or custard or whatever.
Yeah, it's the yellow cream. You
Yeah.
add, and when you add it, then you.
Andy, you can turn the oven off after you pull out those things. You don't need the oven for anything else, right?
No. I turn it off. Which you do? Can you bring me? Not this one. No, the other over there. But not for the dough.
The paddle, is that what you're gonna put on?
Yes.
So switch the whip from the whip to the paddle.
So this is what we're gonna use. Some people don't have this inside. My machine, I have a Cuisinart machine, so I have this one. You just put it on, and in the beginning, you just start to stir it in number 1 on the slowest. Until it's not like not smooth, but it has to mix with the yellow cream. And when it's mixed, then you can put it for the highest, and then you whisk it till it's like very light and fluffy. Sorry, but my butter sticked, so I had to. So I'm gonna make it in the fastest, so it's gonna be very loud. I'm not gonna hurt anybody.
It's okay.
But in the meantime, you get the chocolate chip like this. You see?
Yes.
1 cup of chocolate chip. You add a 1/4, yeah. Your 1/4 cup of oil in the microwavable bowl. You put in the microwavable bowl. I had it already because I had to use chocolate, so I have. So I'm not, but I'm just telling you what you should do. And when you put it in the microwavable bowl, then you put it in the microwave for 1.5 minutes.
Andy, back up for 1 second. It's 1 cup of chocolate and how much oil?
1/4. 1/4 cup.
1 cup chocolate chips and 1/4 cup oil.
Yes.
1 full cup. Okay, got it.
What kind of oil do you use?
Regular oil, vegetable oil, or canola oil, whichever you want. I use vegetable oil because that's what I buy. That's closest for the sunflower oil, what we have it on Hungary.
Okay.
Andy, can you use butter instead of the oil? More butter or no?
No, don't use the butter, because from the butter you need to use more, and because you are doing the cream, so it has to be more liquidy and not that thick, because if it stays thick, then the chocolate will have like if you a little bit, how should I say, like if you have a little sand under your teeth, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's better to use oil. That's how we use it also in Hungary. We don't use butter, we use oil.
Okay.
Can you use coconut oil?
It's a good question. I never tried.
Okay.
The coconut oil, that's why I'm not recommended, because it's gonna have a coconut.
It's gonna have a little flavor. Yeah, yeah. I usually have olive oil and coconut oil at home. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna use this bowl. I'm gonna wash it. You have to be careful because you can't let the chocolate touch the water because it's going to change everything. It's gonna be very bad. So you never let, when you make the chocolate, the water would touch. I have a chocolate already, so come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, because I'm doing more, so I'm gonna put for a little bit longer time. I'm gonna put for 2 minutes because I have more, but you should put for 1.5 minutes.
Andi, someone forgot the chocolate chips. Can you use cocoa powder or any other substitute?
If she make the cocoa powder, then she has to cook the cream on the stove with butter. So, to be honest, then she tried to do that. She put 1/2 pound of butter. What kind of cocoa powder does she has?
She has a she has a Mikuláš chocolate. Okay, so just use that. She found chocolate.
Oh yeah,
okay,
that's
never
chocolate.
mind.
It's also very good. No, it's okay. Chocolate is also good, like a Mikuláš chocolate. It's okay. Just add oil for that. Don't worry, that's chocolate too.
or the Easter bunny chocolates or whatever else you find in your freezer.
Yeah. So, okay. Oh, okay. I'm gonna start the buttercream, okay?
Okay. It's exciting. We're very excited. We're about an hour, everyone. So we did so many things in an hour. It's speed baking.
And just for everyone's reference, we are recording this to be watched later so that you can live your best Dobos Torta dreams at a later date if you'd like again.
No, don't put it in yet. Just melt the chocolate. Did you put the chocolate in the mixer yet, Andi?
Which is the nicest on the top? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is the nicest on the and smooth on the top. That's what you're gonna use for the caramel to cover it.
And that is the most exciting part about Dobos Torta. And the most complicated too. Andi? I don't think you put the chocolate in yet.
What?
Andi, you didn't put the chocolate in.
No,
you didn't put the chocolate in.
When I put the chocolate, then I'm gonna let you know about it. Not yet.
Sorry, about how long were you beating the cream? Just about. So it was on high speed.
Until you see it's fluffy. Or half fluffy. Usually I wait till half fluffy and then I add the melted chocolate. So now my cream is like 3/4 fluffy. I'm gonna show you. Yeah, I have more cream, so that's why I'm telling you. Can you see?
Yes.
So, and now you can add the chocolate and mix together. First, when you start to mix the chocolate, first in the low version, because it's gonna be bad if you have an accident on your clothes from the chocolate. And when you see it's mixed already with the buttercream, then you put it for a shorter time for the faster version. When the butter is thick by the side of the bowl, you can just stop the machine and you can just scrape it down simply. I'm gonna take this out now because I can't do it. Scrape it down from the side of the bowl and then put it back to mix it. And when you see it's already mixed with the chocolates a little bit, then you put it for a shorter time to the highest. That's it, it's mixed together. If it's not so dark, the color of your cream, it's not a big problem. So for me, I don't like when it's really dark because then it's mean too much. Some people make with cocoa powder, some people make with a lot of chocolate, and then it tastes a little bit like bitter. So I don't like to add too much.
Like what?
I taste a
What
lot.
does it taste like, Andy?
Like a little bit bitter when you put too much chocolate.
Bitter.
So basically, when Joseph Dobos made this cake because of the refrigeration, so he had to do on certain way. It can be storable for a long time, and we all know the chocolate, it's hard to not turn bad as fast. So basically, it's long last, the cream with a lot of cocoa powder or chocolate, but it gave a little bit bitter taste. I don't like it. So I get, because it's not all the time mixing everything properly. Also in my mixer when I make the cream, so I get the whisk, this one, and I mix it again. And that's it.
Mm.
If anybody is behind, or I can start to fill the cake.
No, go ahead, Andy. Start filling it.
I started? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Richie, you want me to give this? Or no? Okay. I don't think this. Okay, I'm gonna put this one, what I showed you before, I'm gonna put this away. This is the top for the hard caramel. So if you want, I have a cake board because I always have a cake board at home. But you don't need to use a cake board. If you want, you can use any kind of plate, like which is like flat. And then you get one by one. No, I leave it over here so it's easier. I use the scraper because that's what we use in Hungary before when I was a student in those times. So I'm very good with this. And I just put like not too much, like it should be like this
It
thick
looks like
cream.
like a half a cup, like, no?
No, no. No, little bit less than a half a cup because you don't want, or if you like thick cream between the layers, you can do that too.
But how much was that? Like a third of a cup?
Yeah, something like that. So
Okay.
I don't like too much cream. I like when the cake, or half a cup. You can put half a cup, yeah. You can put a half a cup. So I like when the taste is in harmony. I don't like when something is too much and you can't taste the other one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I try to combine everything like this by the end. Oh, if you want, you can put rum in the cream, but it depends on you. I never use rum because with the rum is alcohol inside, you can't storage that longer. And after some time, it starts to taste bad. So you add together the layers. Yeah, this. Basically, we make 5 layers together. And the 6th one, we're gonna use for the hard caramel.
And Andi, say so in Hungarian, the top kind of looks like the top of a drum, but it really, which is dob in Hungarian, but it really isn't the reason it's called Dobos Torta. It's called Dobos Torta because of the creator, not because it looks like a drum, right?
Yeah, because of the creator. His name was Dobos, so he created. And the story of that, how I know we just talked about this with my mom before we started this meeting. Like Dobos was a chef, master chef. That's how we call on Hungary. So because he was that. So he basically one of his employees from accidentally put in the butter sugar. And this is how he found out, like this, he can do something which is storable and it stays good. So to make this cake, he can basically thanks for his employee who messed up the cream. So you don't have to make it so nice, the top, because anyhow, you're gonna put, I don't know which one do you want. You want the simple one, or you want the fun one, when you stick the slice on the cake?
I think simple is better. Not if it's okay with you, just because I speaking from my own experience and maybe some other experience. Some of us have never baked before, so I think simpler is better for us. Please.
Okay, the regular one. Okay.
Yes, please.
So now we put it in the fridge till we make the top. Okay. Okay, Lucy. Okay, so my husband took the camera already because we need to make the top. So we don't need the machine anymore. We just need the stove. We just need a confection knife. And we need the sugar. And we need actually cake in what you want to do. So this is the part what many people don't know. The Dobos, the hard caramel, when you burn the caramel, it's 240 Celsius, which is over 500 degrees. So when I was a student, twice, if my mom understands this, then she knows that I burn myself, and when I burn myself with the Dobos, it's burnt till the bone. So then my boss had to run with me once to the emergency because it was the highest burn rate whatever can happen with people in this case. So they had to hire me, and my mom was worried because she didn't know. So be careful, I'm just telling you, it can cause a very bad damage if it touches your skin. So when you need a half a cup of sugar. I'm just gonna pour it because I know how much is half cup. But if you are making it the first time and you are more comfortable to put more, then you can put more. It's not a problem. So for me, enough half a cup.
And under, you're pouring it just in the pan. There's nothing in it, and the.
No, it's just a regular pan.
Okay.
Just a regular pan. No oil, no water, nothing. I'm gonna put on this part because it has a smaller rows basically, and it's more safe for me. You get a wooden spoon, always a wooden spoon. And then I always do it in number 6 or in the medium. And you just burn the sugar. In the meantime, you can leave it for like 2 minutes or so. You get a clean one, clean and dry. Always clean and dry. The confection knife. And you put the cake over there on the table. You can put parchment paper under the cake, or if you have like a, how is it called, marble. If you have a marble, it's perfect. You don't need to put anything under because the marble is the best to make Dobos. And then you got another knife. I usually use this knife, which has little bit like thicker, and I use this one. So you take a knife and you get a cup. It can be any kind of cup, to be honest. I use this one. This is my children playing cup, but it's more than. So, and you put a little bit of oil, regular oil.
Leanne, it was medium-high heat and the sugar. That's all that's in the pan.
Yes, it's medium high. Yes. I put like this. This I need because when I want to make the slices in the caramel, I put on this side of the knife oil, so it's not gonna stick in the caramel when you put oil, but it's not gonna stay on the cake. Just is smoother. when you put the oil on. And to be honest, when you make the caramel, use your oldest pot. Don't ever use a new one. The oldest is the best to make caramel. That's my teacher told me.
Because if you have to throw it out, you don't mind as much.
No, because if you have by the end, you just add water and you put it back to the stove and you boil the water and all the hot caramel will melt in the pot. So you even don't have to wash it. Just boil with the water and then you just rinse the pot. Then you pour out the water already and that's it.
So just to review, we are stirring the sugar over high heat in the pan. And then we have a knife with oil on one side with which to spread the caramel once it's melted.
Yes, but not the confection knife, what you're gonna use first. First you need the confection knife, this one, and you're gonna just put the Dobos, pour it and just make it like I wanted to say the word.
Stringy.
Drain it, yeah, on the cake. And when you drain the caramel, then you come with this knife and you put the oil on this side. And when you make the slices and when you pull it like, how can you see? When you pull like this on the cake, then it's not gonna stick in the caramel. Because when it's sticking, then you have to get the other knife and you have to, by the two sides, little bit hit the caramel so you can get out the knife. So don't feel sorry for the oil if you did it the first time. Just put the oil and just smoothly, when you make the slices, you have to do it. You have to pour the knife on the caramel like this smoothly and fast.
Andy, it'll be much more clear when we see you doing it, I think.
Yeah, I know. I just try to give some advice for the people, so when we are at that point, they know they have to pull it fast.
Yep.
Not like super fast, but not like in the slow motion. So my sugar is getting ready.
Well, it goes fast at the end.
Yeah, you have to always stir it till you don't see any chunk inside, till it's smooth. But stir it fast because the sugar in one standpoint it starts to burn very fast. And you don't want to overburn the sugar. So mine, now it's good because it's smooth. You see?
Yes.
Yeah, so now you take it out and put it on the cake. Over here. You see?
Yes.
This is how you do it. Because I'm not usually using this table to do it, so for me it's a little bit coming out, but it's okay. I can. So basically you put as much as you cover everywhere properly, and don't push the knife down because then it's gonna stick. Don't push the knife down, just move it smoothly on the caramel. Yeah, it's easier when you can see it in live. Okay, so
wow.
For me it's enough. And then I get the knife. You see? I put my finger in and I put all over. I wait a little bit because I don't want, it should be very hot. It depends how many slices you want. You just put and you just make like this. You see? And it's not stick. When you make the other one, if you don't have enough, then you just put and you do like this. So we cut first in 4, and then we can cut like 3 in one slice. Can you see?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I can't work with this slow because the caramel gets hard. So, and when you have the slices, then you put on the other side of the knife oil, and then you make it deeper, the slices.
So the first time you just score the caramel, and then the second time you cut through it.
I don't cut through.
Just make a deeper indentation.
Yes, just a little bit deeper, but don't cut through because we are not making the fun. By the fun, you cut through, but not by the regular dobos. You just make the slices, so when you want to slice it, then it's easy to cut, because if you don't have properly, when you want to cut it, the whole things will be break. You know, when you cut it, the whole slices, the whole caramel will break. So now you just pop down the hard caramel. You see, it's coming very fast because it's already hard. Some places is still like not hard that much because it's thicker, but by this part of the knife, most of this part, you can pump it down very nicely. But you have to do it till the caramel is still a little bit warm, otherwise it's gonna break over here in the top.
You could get such a good workout while baking a dobos.
Okay, if you want, you can eat this. Or give it to your children as a candy. If you want, they run around whole day in the house from sugar. So when you're done, you just hold it. You see?
Beautiful.
We have the top. And before it's cooled down, you get the cake. You put it on the top of the cake. So it's gonna stick with the cake. Because you have to little bit.
Wow.
You have to little bit push down, but you can't decorate yet because it's hot. It's gonna melt. So you put it back in the fridge. When you take it out from the fridge, it might possible the caramel is a little bit cracked and you see like, you heard this. It's therefore because you put it in the fridge, and when you take it out, the difference between the two temperatures, the fridge and the outside temperature, it's a little bit cracked. Not always, but it can be happen. So we wait a little bit, and when we're done, then we're gonna decorate. You don't need a fancy decoration. If you put for the side some, you wanna put for the side some decoration like the crumbs or how is it called?
Maybe
walnut or pistachio or almond, then you have to wait till it got like really, really hard, the cake, because when you lift it and it still is soft, then it's going to fall apart. So usually when it's happening, then I put it in the freezer like for nice 1.5 hours, then it's get hard. If your freezer is in the, not medium, a little bit higher than the medium temperature of the freezing. And when you take it out, when you lift it up with the confection knife and hold it in your hand, and put around the decoration, the cake is not gonna fall apart because it's already hard. But you have to also work fast because our temperature, body temperature is hot, so the cake is gonna defrost faster for our body temperature. So you just hold it, you have to little bit hold like this angle, and with your other hand, when you put the almond, you support the cake to not fall out from your hand. And you just put all around. And when you can't already stretch your hand anymore to that spot, then you just turn back your hand, you turn a little bit the cake on your hand, and then you turn it again, and you put for that side where you couldn't do it. And put it down on the cake board or on the plate, wherever you want to put it down. And then you get the piping bags. I had this one because I always buy in 100 or something, it's come in that. So, but you can use any fabric one or plastic one, doesn't matter. You cut, me, I cut like here, do you see?
Yes.
So I cut like this because you have to see how wide is your piping. And then you put it in, you shake it in, and you pull down a little bit the bag so it's secure. And you add, I use the star one because that's more fancy than the regular one. Some people use the regular one. And when our cake is a little bit cooled down, basically the top, the caramel, then I'm going to show you how to decorate, and then we finish. And if anybody has a question now, because it's cooling down the cake, can ask anything.
Yeah, let's open it up. Anybody have any specific questions? We have a couple minutes, and then we're gonna wrap it up because we're an hour and a half now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can get this done in an hour and a half. That's really impressive.
Yeah.
Anyone have any particular questions?
I do. So once you've made the caramel, which is just heat and sugar, you pour the caramel over top of the top layer of the torte.
Yes.
And you score it, and then you cut it, and then you put it on top of the iced cake. So the final layer should be kept separate.
Yes.
Cool. Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I just wanted to make a comment. This is wonderful to actually see you do it, because, you know, I read the recipe and I've seen this, but to actually see someone do it and the little things like use a wooden spoon or use the oil on the knife, all those little things make it much easier. I've been taking notes the whole time. And once I see, you know, once you can see you doing this, I think it'll be much easier to do this on our own. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Monica has a lot of leftover frosting or icing or cream or whatever you call it, but you can throw it in the freezer and use it for next time, correct?
Yeah, you can put it in the freezer, or if you wanna just bake a brownie, you can top of the brownie, or you just make two tray of brownie, and between the brownie you can put also filling. You can use it for many things, like, or if you just wanna bake a simple cake like vanilla cake or chocolate cake or whatever, you can use it in that too. So it's a cream. It's basically it's a filling and also the frosting, because in Hungary usually how we did it before, the frosting and the filling for many cake was the same. So only the time was not the same when the people said like, okay, I want like strawberry filling and I want vanilla frosting. It's possible. Usually when it's happened, then it was happened when they ask for a bridal shower cake, or they ask for the wedding cakes, because the wedding cakes, it's more layers, it's with different flavors. That's what that's why people love the wedding cakes, because they can test different flavors.
That's good. Andy, can we, is it too hot to decorate now?
I have to check it. So basically, you can take it out if you want. Just take out
Oh,
the cake,
beautiful.
and then you get the piping bags with the cream inside. Everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
And you just put like this. It's a simple decoration. It's not so cold. So I have to work hard. I have to make it fast because the cream will melt down. And you use the same piping, or if you want, you can use different. And you make an edge down too. You see?
Beautiful.
Just like this.
And
So-
that's great. So while she does the rest of the cake, Alex, we'll say goodbye to everyone, and then we'll send them the link for the recording so
Sure.
they can rewatch.
Yes, thank you everyone for joining us. Andrea, thank you so much for
You're
sharing your
welcome. Thank
artistry
you,
with us.
everyone.
This one-
Enjoy it. Oh, one more thing before everybody leave. I want to tell you one more thing. If you want for Mother's Day, on the top, you can decorate with pearls too.
Perfect. What a great idea. Or you can write.
Bye,
All
everybody.
right, before everybody goes, please join us next week. We're having a folk dance tutorial for our next masterclass.
Bon appetit.
Beautiful.
Bon appetit. Thank you, Andrea.
Thank
It's so
you.
beautiful.
Thank you very much. It looks
Bye.
I have
lovely.
it to share. But thank you again, everyone. And please, please, please share photos of your creations with us, either at ReConnect Hungary or on the Facebook page. I would love to see how it went for everyone. So don't be shy. Please share it, because we're not all beautiful professional chefs like Andrea or pastry chefs.
I
But
hope
thank you.
everybody love the taste of the cream. It's not so sweet,
It's
and I
very,
hope it's enjoyable.
yes, thank you.
Can we give a huge round of applause, Andy? Thank you.
Thank you too. Have a nice weekend. Enjoy it. Happy Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Thank you. Bye.